Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Greetings and salutations to everybody. I welcome back for another edition of Lights, Camera, Rant, and voiceover guy. I tip my Lights, Camera, Rant hat off to you. Merch available for everyone who's interested. Thank you very much for your great introduction. Week in, week out, you do a great job. Round of applause, everybody. Thank you very much. So guys, thank you very much again for joining me in this episode. I've finally got to go see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You don't know how much, actually you probably do, but you don't know how much I'm just over the moon that I finally got to see it, which is particular reason why this episode came out a little bit later than the usual time due to scheduling conflict and life as such. However, the reviews going to come later in this episode. I've got a bit of a wheel of news to get through for you guys first. So, as you know how this show goes, first things first, the news, then the review. So the juicier part is at the end, right? So, as I'm speaking right now, we've just got our first trailer for the Book of Boba Fett TV show for Disney+. So obviously this is coming right off the back of The Mandalorian Season 2, which we got the return of Boba Fett. He didn't die in the Sarlacc pit. If you didn't know that, and you've just been spoiled, it's been out for a year. Spoil it. Always spoil it on anything I say. But yes, he survived the Sarlacc pit on episode 6. So yes, Boba Fett is back. Boba Fett's getting his own TV show, and I could not be more pumped for this. So it's a very small teaser. You would say it's more of a teaser than a trailer. It only goes for 1 minute and 30 seconds. However, we see a lot of the backdrop, the world that they're creating, and obviously him talking to the underworld of Star Wars, and him trying to bring in his first authority as he just got rid of Jabba. Taking the spot from Jabba, and taking up his throne, taking up his criminal underworld. So from the very limited teaser we get, it looks really crisp, Mandalorian crisp. And, I'm fully stoked for this. To me, as much as I would love to see a Mandalorian Season 3, which unfortunately isn't coming out until Christmas 2022, the Book of Boba Fett is going to tile me over, and it looks really good. And I do hope, there is no announcement yet, but I have no doubt this is going to be really good, and hopefully they'll make a Season 2. However, that's yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. However, go check out the trailer. So everything I do mention on my episode, I have shared it on both Instagram, Facebook, and now I'm entering the world of TikTok, which I did my first TikTok on Lights, Camera, Rant. I did is actually a very sad one because I saw a meme where I've actually seen it too, which is really sad. In the new Shang-Chi trailer, the logo MCU, obviously they do a whole flash of the different characters and everything. Both Black Widow, Cap, and Iron Man are actually blacked out. They don't have the color, the scene color, and I'm just like, my heart skips a beat. The fact is, when you remember you were there at day one and where you are now, and it's just like, how old am I? Oh my God! But then you realize it's been a great mother effing journey to get to this point. But it's really sad. But yes, I do have a TikTok now, so please go check out my TikTok, which I will still be posting clips as well as hopefully down the track, which is really exciting. Sorry, go off point a little bit. I do go on this tangent. Really good news is that Anchor, the app Anchor is actually trialing, which they'll eventually bring out full time, is adding video to the podcast. So upload your videos from like YouTube, but you can access it through Spotify as well as, and if you don't want to watch the video, it will also still stream like a normal podcast. So when that does actually become full-time access to everybody, because right now they're only trialing it, I hope to very much to bring you my first podcast with video. Yes, you'll get to see my ugly mug. And look, if it gets no views, I understand it. I'll never upload a video again. However, if it gets one, then there will be a second. Then there will be a third. But then if there's no views, then I won't do anymore. However, yes, so down the track, when this does become full-time, I hope to bring to you guys a table of three, hopefully with Dean and Mark from Mark My Words, of a podcast, and hopefully, get the face in front of the camera and show you guys what we look like, and see how show our ugly mugs. However, pull back. Yes, so Boba Fett, go check out the trailer. Looks really good. Looks Mandalorian crisp, as well as this is coming out on December 29th on Disney Plus, which is pretty much that week of Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm going to be very busy that week between, hey, Spider-Man, hey, Star Wars. Look, I'm not going to be wrong. However, the scales will tip in Spider-Man because the fact more stuff is leaking from Spider-Man No Way Home, and my mind is blown away. Quick thing about Spider-Man No Way Home. Apparently, there's a rumor going around is the fact that there is a pull and tug between Sony and Marvel. Apparently, Sony want to release the next trailer showing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Yet Marvel, Kevin Feige's like, no, we shouldn't. We should wait. We should let it be a surprise, like how a normal film will be. And the funny thing is, as you've seen with Marvel trailers, now these days, they'll crop, they'll change, they'll shoot extra scenes, anything to change the trailer. So the fact that when you go to the movie, you're like, whoa, that wasn't in it, or like there's more characters in this. So I can definitely believe it's Marvel, the ones that don't want to show those three and let it be a surprise. Because you got to remember, Kevin Feige is just a fan. At the end of the day, he's just a fan. Which, if you do go check it out, go check the Empire magazine copy of Spider-Man No Way Home, where he does talk about all of that. So yes, it's for Boba Fett, December 29th. Please ignore the background noises. I'm hoping to fix that up in future episodes. However, in other news, let's keep this ball rolling. So apparently, for any Garfield fans out there, Chris Pratt is not only going to be playing Mario in an animated feature, he will also be playing Garfield in an upcoming animated feature. Star-Lord is getting himself around, as you can see. So he's either Garfield or Mario. Which one are you going to want to see more? To me, Mario, Garfield's been very much done. As you can see from the Bill Murray movies. Funny, a trivia fact, the first Garfield movie, Bill Murray actually got tricked into playing the character and signed the contract because the director's names was actually similar to another director that he really wanted to work with, but they just had the same name. He didn't actually look further into it, so he signed the contract to play Garfield, and when he rocked up, he's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, oh, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I thought you were blah, blah. So he actually got the trick to getting playing Garfield. However, he did come back for the sequel, so he must have enjoyed it somehow. So yes, that's for Chris Pratt. He's going to both have Mario and Garfield underneath his wing. And also, if we keep going, keep this ball rolling, keep on rolling. Sorry, another tangent. Sorry. We just got a Morbius featurette trailer dropped today. Dropped today, actually, as this episode is being released. So we see new footage of Morbius and his powers. So this is from Sony, from their slate of movies. However, Michael Keaton's in it, which from the MCU, playing Vulture, and there's also a little bit of a scene referencing Amazing Spider-Man characters from Andrew Garfield. So really, right now, if you look at Morbius and you're trying to figure out where it goes in the timeline of everything, I don't know where it really sits or what's going on. And whether the biggest question is, with Michael Keaton rocking out, and with also Venom, is Morbius going to be affected by what's happening in Doctor Strange, with the messing of the multiverse, and does that blend? Don't know, but I will bring it to you guys when I have the answer. I'll be like, see, I told you this is what it was. I was 100% right. You were wrong. Stop in the comments. As much as I wish I could do that. Anyway, so don't really know where this fits in the entire timeline. All we know really is the fact Morbius is a timeline-wise sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, because of Michael Keaton. So in this little trailer, we do see him in multiple different scenes showing his powers, from him being very skinny to him being fully Morbius vampire, which was a lot more than what we got in the trailer that's been released, I think, a year ago now. Like, this movie's been delayed like 3 times. Like, this is coming out on January 28th, 2022. I'm pretty sure it was meant to come out in January this year, but, COVID stuffing everything up. So, like, obviously, you got to always get into this and get more pumped up, because now a new trailer is coming out very soon, because they do this as a teaser to pump you up. Sorry, guys. Just got a nice Jameson while I'm recording this. It's a lovely day out. The sun's shining on me. And my dog's Parker is currently laid down on the concrete in my backyard, soaking up the sun. So it's a lovely day to be recording, and besides all the noise. So, so this is coming out on January 28th, and the fact that we've got a small teaser. I can't wait to see the next trailer and see what that brings, and see what we will see, what little more tidbits will we get. But I'll be right there, going to definitely be watching Morbius, because I definitely, you just saw his head, little doggo. Definitely want to see Jared Leto tackle this character. This will be his second time playing a superhero character, besides from the Joker. So one thing that will be good is that Jared Leto will get a whole movie of screen time and not be on the chopping room floor of Suicide Squad of Dave Ever's cut. So that's what we look forward to. Another trailer that got dropped in this past week that looked really cool is Lightyear. So, Pixar film coming out next year, June 17, 2022. It's about the origins of Buzz Lightyear, played by Chris Evans. So, this isn't Tim Allen playing Buzz Lightyear, because this is actually the story of the man Buzz Lightyear, on which, Andy saw on the TV, which is why, it was thousands and thousands of toys. So this is the original origin story of Buzz Lightyear, which spawned all the toys and the movies, which is why Tim Allen isn't playing the character. There's been a lot of attention of people confused on why he's not playing, because this is the man. This is the man, Buzz Lightyear. So it looks really good. So the trailer's another one. It's another short one. It looks really good. The animation is sleek. Pixar make fantastic movies. Not their entire catalog, except probably maybe Cars 2, are always a solid hit. Either laughs, cries, tears, or just general enjoyment. However, Lightyear is looking to be so... The animation looks very crisp. I know I just said that, but it looks so good. So this trailer, similar to Boba Fett, it's only a short trailer. However, what we get from it is that he wants to be a pilot. He's obviously going into space. Something happens. Zurg better be the villain for the movie, but Zurg isn't shown in it. But it's, definitely go check it out. It looks really good, and I can't wait for this to come out. I'll be right there. I love the Toy Story franchise, all from 1, 2, 3, 4. Toy Story 3 was the one I cried in. They were all about to go in the furnace. And if no one understands that pain, then you don't like Toy Story. So that's going out. So this Lightyear movie looks fantastic, and everyone I've spoken to is like, this looks good. This honestly looks good. At first, when it got announced, you're a bit like, what? Buzz Lightyear movie? But now everyone's like, here's my money, let's go already. It looks really good. And look, right at the end, they do a little tidbit, with these friends, to infinity, and then they do a fist pump, and then it goes Lightyear. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I have to wait 11 years for Buzz Lightyear just like how Captain America had to wait 11 years before he said, Avengers Assemble. I'll be pissed. I'll be 100% pissed. I'm like, I want to see, if you're playing Buzz Lightyear, you're going to say, to infinity and beyond. God damn it. But yeah, like, they better, 100%. I'm also loving the memes that are coming out over this. Two really ones that stuck out was, one, the fact that I'm going to tell my kids this was Master Chief, and two was a picture of Woody replacing Samuel L. Jackson, being like, oh, hi, you think you're the only toy in the world? I'm here to talk to you about the Toy Story initiative, like in Iron Man 1, and that was so good. How it was actually cropped together was really good, and I would love if that scene was in it, but obviously not, clearly. But yeah, definitely go check that out. Also, haven't got a lot of news on this one. However, it has been announced very quietly. Not much is known, but they are going to make a quiet Paramount is apparently producing a Quiet Place video game to be released next year. So all I've just announced is pretty much that, and it's going to be an untold survival game. Don't know how it's going to play out. Don't know how it's going to make anything like that, but they have announced that they are making one. So it'd be really cool to see what shape or form that's going to come in, how it's going to, like, who's going to be making it, like how is it going to be all put together. But that's something to look forward to next year. Also, apparently, which makes more sense. So when Aquaman came out, DC announced the fact that they were going to make a movie called The Trench, which had a lot of people confused. I'm like, why are you making a movie called The Trench? Like, it is shown in the original Aquaman movie for, about probably 20 minutes. It's a good scene. Everything that happens on the water, all the piranha, the walking piranha, is that right? Yeah, walking piranha, attack the boat. Look, it looks it's a great scene. It's probably one of the best scenes in the movie. However, I was very confused on why they're making it. Like, why are you making a movie? Like, how, obviously James Wan, who's directing Aquaman, his big thing is horror. So that was the only connection I could really make. However, it got announced the fact that DC, like they normally do, they've announced it and they've cancelled it. And James Wan actually announced that this was actually going to be a Black Manta movie. Because we're going to make a Black Manta movie that was going to be. However, unfortunately, it's something we're not going to see. However, Black Manta is going to be in Aquaman 2. There have been images released, and the suit, it looks 100%. It's ripped straight out of the comic and slapped on. It is near perfect. But that makes more sense to me on what this Trench movie was going to be, if it's going to be a Black Manta movie. Like, 100% makes more sense. If they're going to try and combine that too, because they're obviously the two highlights from the movie. But yeah, unfortunately, as DC does in their normal fashion, we're making this. Yay! No, we're not. Because also, like, is it DC the New Gods? They were going to make that as well. Nah, cancelled that as well. And remember when we were meant to get Cyborg? Oh, that's right. Also cancelled. Remember also the Ben Affleck Batman movie? Yep, cancelled. Yeah, good job, DC. You just, I don't know if it's DC and Warner Brothers. It sounds like it's more Warner Brothers. I'm like, every time, all I think is just get your effing shit together. Like, yes, Marvel have done the same thing, yet, however, not nearly as bad as you. At least, I think the only one that really comes to mind that got stripped away from their slate that they got announced was the Inhumans. They turned that from a movie into a TV show. Apparently, it was really bad. It was very bad, and you can see why they pushed away from the Inhumans. But, yeah, that's the only movie I can think of the MCU they announced, and they took away from the slate. Except, minor changes like in name, anything like that. But yes, that was what the Aquaman spin-off movie was meant to be. But if we keep continuing on DC, moving on, which was really cool that got announced, is that apparently in the HBO Batgirl movie they're making, that will be released in next year or 2023, is that Brendan Fraser has been announced as the villain playing Firefly. which is fantastic. I am a long-time Brendan Fraser fan, from George of the Jungle, from Blast from the Past, from The Mummy. You know, it's a really darn shame what's happened to his career in between the 90s and now, with all the conflict with his family and the feeling he got blacklisted from Hollywood. However, there is, I can't pronounce it, a Fraser resurgence, like a resurgence in Brendan Fraser coming back out, because he got announced in this. He's also in another project, and he's also been announced in a Martin Scorsese movie as well. So he's actually doing very good for himself right now. He's between this and those other two movies, his slate's getting packed. But I'm glad he's coming back. I'm glad he's getting work. And I think there was something really humble. I was watching there's a video out there, a interviewer is interviewing and talking about all these movies that he's getting cast in, and the interviewer's like, it's so nice to see that you're coming back. There's a lot of fans that are like, we're all happy for you and you can't wait to see you. And he actually tears, like he gets to tears. He's like, I'm so thankful for that. And honestly, like, he's just a generally good, nice dude that's just got the rough trot of something, or the taking the rough stumble, and not necessarily his own fault, and it's just been a bit hard for him. But now he looks like he's boom, ready to go. So yeah, I'm really pumped to see how this movie will go, and what this will bring in the DCEU. But yes, we won't see that for at least another year and a half, especially if it goes to 2023. But still, I'm still pumped. I will still go see it, and I can't wait. Because every time I think of Firefly, is all I think of is the Fox show that was really good, basically cowboys in space with Nathan Fillion, which Fox butchered the release in the episode order, and Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight. He was a very annoying villain to try and chase down to nab, but good villain nonetheless. But yes, Brendan Fraser will be doing that. So that is all my news out of the way. Let's get into, as I said, finally got to see Shang-Chi in the movies. Last night, the day of this release, with Dean and Mark from Mark My Words. I was so stoked because I didn't think the fact that we'll be able to see it in the movies. I thought, I gotta wait until it comes on Disney Plus. No theater's gonna be playing it. However, I don't know how it all works, but both majority of my local theaters are actually still showing. Hell, one of my local theaters is showing Suicide Squad at the moment, and that's 3 months old, obviously. So I'm really glad that they've still got the rights to show them, and the fact that everyone's coming out to go see them. Please go see movies at local theaters. They've taken a real hard knock with lockdown at the moment and with COVID. So go support your local theater, not dramatic theater as in movie theater. Go check, go support them. But yeah, when I saw this was on, I was like, gotta buy the tickets, gotta buy, take my money. So locked that in. I was really disappointed, because the fact that one theater I usually go to, you can these special popcorn tins. They sell alcohol and hot food. And unfortunately, that one at the time wasn't playing Shang-Chi. However, this other one did. So I got the tickets, went there, no tinnies, no alcohol, and no hot food. I'm like, my God, what is this? Is this like early 2000s? I was so annoyed. However, I'm like, nope. Still pumped to see a Marvel movie. So yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So this is the 25th MCU movie. So we've currently hit the quarter amount of MC movies that we're going to receive, I'm guessing. Hopefully they reach 50 or 100. I'm all up for that. So the 25th MCU movie that's been released. So this had a budget of $150 to $200 million movie budget. Currently right now at the box office, it is hit $423 million. So that, sir, is a profit. So at the time, the critics are positive on it. Apparently all positive, all good. I saw the fact of things saying this is the best MCU movie, which I'm going to give you my candid review on it. Look, Simon Liu, who plays Shang-Chi, does a fantastic job as the character. He carries this movie all the way through. This is actually his first movie where he's a leading role. He does a fantastic job. 100% how you got my vote of confidence that I want to see you at the Avengers table. I want to see you interact with every other character that's still alive post Endgame. So I'm all for that. I did like his superhero outfit. Very traditional with the Asian culture in the background, and obviously with the comics, I did like. And this is all set post Endgame there, and obviously you got the flashbacks to give the story of the man. I was about to say the Mandalorian. Half man, half DeLorean. The Mandalorian. The Mandarin. God damn myself. The Mandarin backstory. So originally in the comics, the 10 rings were actually legit, like 10 rings on his fingers. They were discovered from a spaceship. This is in the MCU. He got them from a crater, and these are more 10 bracelets than rings. They did want to make sure that they did separate them from rings because they felt it was too close to a glove like the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's why they got changed to bracelets. However, honestly, CGI in this movie was on point. Every time they were using the rings, looked crisp, looked clean, didn't look too out of place, which was really good. However, at the end, spoiler, you do get that big CGI fight, which I wasn't taken back. Like, I'm used to it now. However, this, it didn't take away from good CGI fight. Don't be wrong. Loved all the color scheme and everything that did happen in the end. The supporting cast was good. Obviously, the Tony, I think he's Tony. I can't remember his last name. My apologies. Who plays Shang-Chi's dad, does a great job. Like, you feel for him and you do sympathize for him at the same time for what happens to their mother. There's an opening scene where he meets Shang-Chi's mother for the first time and they have this mini fight. It's fantastic. So honestly, MCU movie, this has the best choreographic fights in all of their movies. Hands down. Hand-to-hand combat, this is the best. 100%. If someone goes to me, what's the best fight, what MCU movie has the best fight scenes, as in hand-to-hand combat, this, 100%. Everything is done so quick, so, every move has a reaction to it, and just how they fight. It's great. And honestly, I want to see more of this. I can't wait to see more of it. Incoming, obviously, they have announced that they will be making Shang-Chi 2, which the after credit scene does lead to, of course. But yeah, overall the story is very good. However, it does obviously do the CGI fight at the end. However, I will admit, I don't think every MCU movie is great. Thor 2. I don't think every movie is great. This is not a movie that I will go back to rewatch, except for the fights, because it didn't blow me away in the sense of story wise. I wasn't like, whoa, this is fantastic addition. Can't wait to it'll probably be one I will not rewatch or go back to. However, if I do want to see a solid fight, this is 100% what I will go back. Go see. And for this being, we've got Spider-Man Far From Home, and then we had Black Widow, and then we have this. Phase 4 is looking strong, I do believe, going into. Shang-Chi does a great, comes really into his character right at the end, and the fact that it makes you think, yep, I want to see more. You are 100%, if they do this right, he will be a pillar, just like Doctor Strange, just like what Chadwick Boseman was meant to be. But Spider-Man as well, and Captain Marvel, he's going to be a pillar, 100%. Really cool. You did see there Abomination was in this. You did see Wong was in this. He actually comes in a couple of times. And there's a couple of fight scenes. They go to this like fight club. And you do see one of the extremists from Iron Man 3. You do see one of the Black Widows from the Black Widow movie. So there's those little tidbits you do see. And, you know, you still, when people are talking, people are still feeling the effects of the happening, the blimp. You know, there's so many different names they call it now, but they are talking to a couple, and you do see that they're still struggling with how everything transpired. But honestly, like, if you're Phase 4 with this edition, I can 100% see why they brought it out now and why they brought it after Black Widow. So this comes out, obviously, this is after Endgame. I'm going to take a stab and say it is after Spider-Man Far From Home. And because next we get the Internals, which is apparently meant to be like 3070 in the past and in present. So that's another one that's going to move the story forward. And then we get into Doctor Strange 2. Obviously, when that finally comes out, when they don't delay it. God damn. But yeah, so Shang-Chi, my overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, sorry, yep, 7 out of 10. Best choreographed fights, best hand-to-hand combat. Some of the set pieces in the background are visually stunning for the Asian culture. And the majority of the cast all does fantastic. Hey, even Trevor Slattery from Iron Man 3 makes an appearance. Ben Kingsley comes back. Spoil it. Comes back and he does a great job. Actually quite funny with the chicken pig. When I say chicken pig, you'll completely understand what I mean when you watch the movie where a chicken pig is. But some of the animals in this, because they go to a mystic world, look stunning, and some of the backdrops look gorgeous. So this story, this whole story of obviously the 10 rings, besides the 10 rings, this is very its own story. It doesn't have much connection to the outside MCU, besides obviously towards the end. But like the background story, what he's doing, he's not interacting with any other MCU characters. So it's very much its own story, except for probably about 15%, really. So it's a good origin story. And it's interesting because I was saying this to Mark and Dean last night, is the fact that, because it's an origin story, like, because the last few movies that have come out, you know, Black Widow, Endgame, Spider-Man, these aren't origin stories, like these are all sequels. So you're already waiting for the action to get straight into it. But now, this one, you're like, oh, that's right. You got to go through the grind isn't bad, but the grind of going through how I became a superhero, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, you know, you feel that in this movie, because at the same, which is not a bad thing, but you do feel like, that's right, this is an origin story. We're not getting a sequel. But overall, thumbs up. Go watch it. Go check it out. It sits very nicely in MCU. And still, to this day, I don't believe MCU has had a dud. You had a bit, not overly up there, but no duds so far, which Shang-Chi keeps that trend going. Obviously, it's made a shit ton of money, as I just mentioned, and the fact that it is post-COVID lockdown and COVID-19, it is damn fantastic in the box office, considering the time it has been released, because this was also delayed. But yeah, I give it's a very positive review for this. Little tidbit, another tidbit is that you don't actually hear a single English spoken word for 10 minutes. I read that on Instagram today. I was like, oh my god, you don't. Like people are talking, but no one speaks English for 10 minutes. It's just subtitles. And at first when I saw subtitles, I was like, oh, I gotta do the whole one eye up, one eye down when you try and watch Dragon Ball Super. And speaking of Dragon Ball, Shang-Chi does do a scene where he does look like he's about to do a Kamehameha, which they do reference in the movie as well. And I think to myself, I said to Dean and Mark, I'm like, after this finished, after we spoke, I'm like, this really annoys me. And they're like, oh, why does this movie annoy? I'm like, because if you can make this why can't you make a Dragon Ball Z movie? These fights are close. The CGI is close. Why can't you do it? God damn it. Why can't you do it, you stupid bastards? No, well, actually not Fox. It goes to, actually it's Disney now. Actually, yeah, sorry. Dragon Ball Z is now, the rights will go to Disney. Like, come on. Like, Vegeta can be a Disney princess. It doesn't matter. Just make the goddamn movie. But yeah, because there's a lot of scenes in this, and it, very Dragon Ball Z, like familiar. You like, you know, I could see this 100% Dragon Ball Z movie, and I think if Simon Liu was in it as well, the lead guy, he'd be fantastic in it. But yeah, so fantastic, positive, 100% go check it out. So this is actually going to be a long stream of movies because this, going into next week, we've got Internals, we've got Venom 2, we've got Venom 2, what else? Oh, Hawkeye, sorry. Hawkeye. You got a Hawkeye, you got Boba Fett, you got Spider-Man. So guys, I'm going to be bringing this to you a lot in the next few weeks. I really hope to also bring out, obviously with Anchor, as I mentioned, the video. I will hopefully have for you soon the next episode of me, Dean, and Mark of Mark of Words. We're going to do a DC-related episode I hope to bring out to you guys, as well as I am currently working on, for those about to save the world, music list 3. I was about to say 2. 3. Currently right now I'm working on that, as well as I'm currently still working on the Lights Camera Rant website. But definitely go follow the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, like, share, and please, yeah, comment, guys. What did you think of Shang-Chi? Did you like it? Was it a hit for you, or was it a miss? What are you looking forward to? Are you pumped for Lightyear and Boba Fett? Are you not excited for Moribus with Jared Leto because you still have PT Joker D, how he went with it? But yeah, just let me know, guys, in the comments. And just shoot me an email as well if you want to talk about all this stuff. But yeah, thanks, guys, very much for listening to today's episode. And until next time.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.